You think your data is private because your server's in Switzerland? That's adorable. Let me introduce you to the Cloud Act, America's legal excuse to poke around in your supposedly sovereign infrastructure. Signed into law in 2018, the Cloud Act, short for Clarifying Lawful Overseas Use of Data, lets U.S. law enforcement demand access to data from any American tech company regardless of where that data physically lives. Server in France? Companies in California? Tough luck. This law tells U.S. companies, if Uncle Sam knocks, you hand it over. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, doesn't matter if your data is in Ireland or Iceland. If the provider's American, it's game on. And it doesn't care about your local privacy laws. The Cloud Act is designed to bypass international protections and makes no apologies about it. Here's where most people get confused. Data residency means your data is stored in a specific country, like saying, our servers are in Germany. Data sovereignty goes a level deeper. It's about which country's laws have jurisdiction over that data. And under the Cloud Act, if your cloud provider is American, U.S. law trumps local law no matter where the server is parked. So your fancy EU-based data center? It's sovereign only in theory. If the provider is American, that data has dual citizenship, one stamped with the stars and stripes. Now ask yourself, what kind of data are you holding? Sensitive IP, health records, competitive intelligence? If it's valuable, it's vulnerable. This is why the European Court of Justice torched the Privacy Shield in 2020, because US surveillance law and GDPR don't mix. The Cloud Act would probably be #1 exhibit in that courtroom drama. And it's not just governments watching this. Enterprises are rethinking their cloud strategy, especially if they're in finance, defense, biotech, or basically any sector America might take an interest in. So are we looking at the revenge of on-prem? Co-location. Hybrid infrastructure stuff we all thought was dying off 5 years ago is suddenly hot again. Smart CTOs are asking the real questions. Do I need the cloud if it comes with a side of federal subpoena? Meanwhile, nations are building sovereign clouds, infrastructure explicitly designed to keep data inside their legal borders. France's Bleu, Germany's Gaia X. The stakes aren't just technical, they're geopolitical. I'm not anti-cloud, I'm saying know the risks. When someone says, the cloud is just someone else's computer, what they don't say is that someone may be under a US surveillance order. You want real security? Know the difference between where your data lives and who can legally break in. Understand the law. Demand transparency from your providers. Be smart, be sovereign. And don't be surprised when privacy turns out to be optional.